So I wanted to cover now two reports that we don't usually utilize on a day-to-day basis, but it is nice from a management point of view. The first one is the management report itself. So again, we have to be in the accounting tab, and then we have to select reports, and you can type in management report, or if you just go down to financial statements, it's here. I have obviously favorited mine, so I'm just going to click into the management report. So the management report is a nice tool because it allows you to run management accounts for your organization. So if we look at it, you can see that it's got a contents tab. And in there, it's showing me what do I have. So I've got a cash summary, which is basically like a cash flow statement. I've got my income statement, my profit and loss. I've got my balance sheet. And then it's got age receivables and age payable summary. Now, this defaults to what's in here. You can, however, edit it and modify it. So if I want to reorder or remove, so I click on that. So for our purposes, I'm going to remove the age payable and I'm going to remove the age receivable. And I just want this to look as is. So I'm going to say apply. So now within my reports, you'll see now I literally only have 3 reports that's attached. If I want to add a report, I can click on add, and then it will ask me from the different types of reports, what is it that I want to add? So for example, I could add in a budget variance report, which I have not demonstrated as yet to you, so I'm not going to add it in for today. But there's all these different types of reports that I wanted to put in. So I could put in whatever I want, click it, and then say add. So for now, we're not going to add anything. If I click on manage dates, it's obviously giving us default dates. We actually don't have to do anything with the manage dates. If I now go here, what period do I want to cover? So again, I'm going to say this financial year. And then under the compare with, I'm going to say none because I actually don't have any comparisons. So now you can see it's doing it for the last 2 months for me. And if I go on more, right, I'm just going to leave that as is. And then I'm going to say update. So this is the executive summary. So my executive summary is showing me my cash received for the year, my cash spent. So basically whether I've made a cash surplus or a cash deficit and what amount is in my bank account. It's also showing me from a profitability perspective, what was my income, what was my expenses, whether I made a profit or loss. And it's got some performance ratios in here. Obviously, some of this would not be relevant to a nonprofit. So you can actually customize, but we will talk about customizing at a later stage. So if I now want within here, I will click on the arrow and then this will show me my cash summary, which is basically all of my cash transactions from my bank statements. Where have we allocated it on our financial statements? Then if I go to the next report, which is my profit and loss, you can see I'm actually going to take out the compare with there because I don't have anything to compare with. And if I go to the next one, it's my balance sheet. So I'm actually going to show you what it looks like when we export. So for now, I'm going to choose it as a PDF. So I just clicked on PDF and I just want to share that screen. So this is what my report would look like. So you can see it's got my 4 pages, it's got the name of the organization, and these are the reports. So quite simple to actually run these reports. I'm just going to now go back to Xero. So we are back in Xero, right? So that was the management report that I wanted to show. But if we go back to reports, there is also something called a cash summary. So I'm going to do it from January, because I've only ever processed in this file January and February. So we're just going to run the 2 months, 20th of Feb. And I'm going to click on update. And it's basically showing me my cash summary. Keep it as at the financial year. Again, it's the same thing. So we're now going to actually look at an analytics business snapshot report, which is actually quite a nice one as an organization because it has graphs and it helps people to understand what is going on in their business. So it's basically showing you from an income perspective, expenditure and profitability, and it's showing you per month. It's also showing you where are your largest expenses that you've incurred. So this is a nice one as you are starting to populate things in your file. And that was it in terms of some of the reports that are available to you.